today we're going to the end. But before that, I need to find another fortress and get some blaze rods. I went straight to the nether and tried to find a cave that would lead me to any sort of open space. But the only thing I found was an enderman, which I easily killed by getting him stuck in a boat and then returned to the tunnel leading to the Soul Sand Valley. I tried to dig down to the fortress 3 times, but I was always too high, so I returned back and tried it again in a lower Y level. I made a staircase next to my nether portal, so I'll always find it, and then bridged towards the fortress I found using chunk base. While bridging, I built a wall so the blazes can't shoot me down, which was very helpful because there were blazes on both sides of my bridge that were shooting at me all the time. When I bridged across the lava to the fortress, I built a trap to lure the wither skeletons on the bridge and then killed them, so I was free to explore the fortress. While exploring the fortress, I almost died again to another wither skeleton that ran at me while I was fighting a regular skeleton. Then I managed to fight my way through to the blaze spawner, which I quickly built a roof over and started killing the spawning blazes to get my blaze rods. I also built some sort of protection against wither skeletons, which was just 2 block high arc over the fortress, because the skeletons are 2.5, I think, blocks high. When I had 8 blaze rods, I fought my way through back to on the bridge and returned back to my base. Then in the overworld, I visited my iron golem farm, so I could take all the iron it produced to trade with villagers, so I have enough emeralds to trade the pearls at the nearby village, which had a cleric villager, which sells under pearls. I actually had to make another 2 toolsmiths, because the one toolsmith in my mangrove village isn't enough to make emeralds. When I had 16 ender pearls, I looted a nearby shipwreck where I got some moss and then returned back to my base to craft the Eyes of Ender. I also crafted an ender chest and a bow which I enchanted. I was hoping for an infinity trade, but I wasn't successful, so I had to visit another village to trade for arrows. Then I made some rockets and put it in my ender chest when I get the elytra. And now let's go to the end. I wasn't very lucky because the first eye that I threw broke, so I had to return back to the tower and craft another one. But luckily that was the only Eye of Ender that broke during the search for my stronghold. I found the stronghold using chunk base, so I knew where it was, but I decided to search for it the vanilla way, because it's a lot of fun searching for the stronghold, and I enjoy the exploration and trying to pinpoint the exact location of the fortress, of the stronghold. And when the eye went down, I started digging a staircase in the middle of desert, because it meant I found what I was looking for. When I entered the stronghold, I started looking for the portal room, and I was looking for quite a while, but in the end I found it. I fought off the silverfish, broke their spawner, and then put the Eyes of Ender in the frames to summon the portal. Now let's kill the dragon. The spawning platform was on the surface, which is great because I don't have to dig my way out or throw an ender pearl if it was outside of the island. And then I started shooting down the end crystals on the towers. And then I accidentally looked at an Enderman, which I quickly killed using the boat technique again. And then continued shooting down the crystals. When all the crystals were down, I killed the Ender Dragon and took all of his XP and the egg. I put the egg in my ender chest so I don't lose it in the outer end, and then started making a staircase to the portal to the outer end. I used chunk base to locate most of the end cities because they were so far away from the mainland that I would be exploring for hours before I even found one with elytra. And when I spawned in the outer end, I found myself on a small island which I had to dig down, so I had any materials to bridge over to the mainland or to the larger islands. When I mined the small island down, I went to the second island and mined it down as well. And then I had enough materials to build my way across the void to my first end city. It was the smallest end city that can generate, which is unfortunate, but I still managed to make a use of it because there was a shulker that I blocked inside the stone cage to use later for a shulker shell farm. And then I killed the rest of the shulkers and moved on to the second city. The second end city didn't have a boat either, but it had loads of shulkers and I think some chests. The shulkers kept teleporting outside the rooms, which was very unhelpful in collecting the shulker shells. This was the only room with a chest inside, which I looted and then took the ender chest, so I have more than one of them. The third city luckily had a boat, so I ran in and started slashing through the shulkers. I only had an iron sword, which wasn't very good to fight the shulkers, but then I had also a power 5 bow, which meant I can two-shot the shulkers. I tried to enderpearl my way onto the ship, but I found out it was too far away from this place, so I had to go closer. Then threw my enderpearl again, teleported on the ship, and started killing the shulkers that were on it. And when I killed all the shulkers, I took their shells and then looted the chests and got my elytra. And I didn't forget to take the dragon head from the front of the ship. The fourth city had a boat too, which is great because I can get a spare elytra if I die. I got lots of diamond stuff from this end raid, but I think I will return here in the future to get some more, because the end cities are a great way to get lots of diamond tools and diamond armor, and they have also powerful enchants, and sometimes even mending, which is great if you don't want your tools to break. Then I looted the end city from the outside, because this way the shulkers can't shoot at me because they can't see me. And when I looted the chests, I went in and started killing the shulkers. In the next cities I had to kill the shulkers with my axe because the sword broke, as you would expect from an iron sword. This shulker even duplicated, which meant I had more chances to get the shulker shells. The next city had this white cylinder, which had which had 2 chests in it, and the city after that had another boat, which meant 3rd elytra for me. I tried to get the great view from up here advancement, but I didn't manage to levitate so high to get it. I know there is a way you can cheat it, but I don't remember how to. The ability to fly is great, but if you don't use it, it's pretty useless. As you can see, I didn't use my elytra to stop the fall damage, and I got hit pretty hard because I'm not wearing a chest plate either. So I quickly switched to my chest plate and then blocked myself in to regenerate my health. And then I took revenge on the shulkers, took all their stuff. And then moved on to the next room. And after this city, I returned back to my original portal and went back to the overworld. Now it's time to enchant stuff. I was pretty successful in getting a good sword, which had looting on it, and then later I got Fire Aspect 2 and Sweeping Edge 3 from a villager. I also got a mending book from the villager that trades me my efficiency 5 books. So I stocked up on the mending books and then put them on my armor and tools so I can repair them with XP. I bought a lot more books behind the camera, so I don't just buy all the stuff all the time. And now it's time to build a storage system, because I don't want to live in the tower. And now it's done. I ran out of stone 2 times building this, and I also ran out of dirt, but it's now completed, which marks the end of this episode. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, and if you want to see more videos, make sure to subscribe. Bye.